have to be intelligent to listen to the song and understand.
Do you have a classification for the kind of songs you do?
Yes.
Since you don't want us to just dance with it.
Yes.
And what is it?
It is intellectual music.
Intellectual music.
Yes.
And you are only doing stuff on current affairs and politics and governance.
Straight. I did Mirror Mirror.
Yes.
Way back in 2005. Mirror Mirror, look, everybody can just dance. But I'm done with that. I don't like it. That is not what I want to do. I appreciate, look, I love the songs that are coming out. I appreciate guys and what they're doing. But that is not what I want to sell. I want to use music to tell a certain message, to send a certain message across. I just don't want to do music for people to dance.
So with the intellectual music you have been doing, do you achieve the objectives in which you put out the songs?
Oh, but Bible was written some thousands of years ago. Still people are stealing and people are raping and people. So that's why achieving objectives is not the issue. I do my music, I put it there. That is enough for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Bible has not changed the world. So to expect to achieve the objectives, no. But I love it when people meet me and say, I heard you say this in a song, and I think that this is very deep, and it tells me the kind of person you are and how you think. I agree. That is okay for me. I want somebody sitting somewhere in the UN to pick my song, listen to it, and say, who did this song? This person is on this. Yes. That is okay for me. It's not about changing anybody. They won't change you. It will take a very long time.
They won't change.
Bible has no change there.
I see. Now I also observed a particular trend that you were doing some time ago. I don't remember the last time you did it. I remember you did Namisronsu.
Namisronsu is way back 2001.
Good. You took particular subjects from maybe political leaders, about government and all. How about that trend? Is it also part of the intellectual?
I did Namisronsu Namikano. That is 2001. How many years ago? That's a long time. 18 years ago. Yes. I did Ajigon.
Ajigon, yes.
That's 2004. Before that, I had done Yamuwe KBI, NDC, Yamuwe KBI, MPP. That's way back like 2002 or something. Before I did. Excuse me, I did how do you call Obi in Kase 2008 Kukuru. Wow, area and support our kind of. We buy a party shirt now, our party flag. We buy quick grass, say we call your campaign. Everyone I best say we say, honorable. A face says, we call your one by school dine that a quine tutu say one by mayor, a few will lose. And it's still, you see, I want to make music 10 years ago. And today, when they are going to do a campaign, anybody in any village can pick the song and still, yes. And then after that, I did a letter to the West Africa as well. Before I did Excuse Me. Hey, excuse me. I did it with Otin. And that's one of the best mixes that Otin has ever done because I sat on him in his life. That's his best mix ever. I was sitting there, Otin, even he was angry. You were there, yes. I put pressure on him to do a very good.
Now, such projects, plus, have you been getting contracts to do such projects, or you just do it at will?
You don't need contracts to do. You have
maybe someone will say,
passion must be there.
We need a musician to send out a message for us. Plus, can you do this? Can you do that at a fee or even for free?
You see how I sold A1 bread. If you pay me to do something, then fine. I have to be passionate about it.
How you sold A1 bread?
Yes, I sold A1.
The John Dumelo story?
Of course, I sold A1.
You mean it was fake?
I said I sold it because when the guy was
so my understanding pressure, is that it was
understanding is not an issue.
It was a fake story. That
what I'm saying to you,
John Dumelo was in
that is your problem.
Someone
somebody's understanding of Jesus Christ was that he was sleeping with Mary Magdalene. So your understanding doesn't mean anything to me, my brother. You can understand anything. How can a normal person
the way you are saying
I'm saying that you saw how I sold exactly
A1 bread.
Yes, of course.
And that the first story I remember that came out of that A1 bread was that John Dumelo was teasing a university graduate for being on the street.
And so when somebody is doing that, we can't go and support the person and make sure that the person is successful.
So you faked that story to sell the bread?
Sammy, you are not using your head.
I'm listening. Listening.
Use your head. If somebody is attacking somebody and we go in support of the person to make sure that the person is successful, that is selling. If somebody is attacking men's gold and all of us come here and say, no, we don't expect you to attack men's gold or xylophone media, we have to make sure that xylophone media is successful. It is not always about people getting something, but sometimes you can just get up and be passionate and make sure that something works. So, you see how we did Calipo? Yes, we didn't get money from Calipo. You saw how Calipo was.
Did you say Akufo-Addo to drink that one too?
Oh, but we came together to ensure that if anybody is ridiculing Akufo-Addo for taking Calipo, we will also take some of the Calipo. It's the same thing that we did with A1 bread. You cannot ridicule people because and this guy didn't go to school and he was not serious in school. Now he's selling bread. Hey, it's better than armed robbery. Then let's support him. Akufo-Addo, look, now he's old, he's drinking Calipo, and all of us will drink Calipo. We are here to help people. You understand? We want to support. So the same thing that we did for Akufo-Addo being ridiculed for taking Calipo is the same thing that we did to ensure that A1 bread is a hit. If anybody is attacking our team studio today and we think that they are treating him unfairly, some of us will wake up, rise up and support. Even you, anybody. Me, I don't want people to use their position or to ridicule people or to make people feel bad. So the way, if you give me money to go and do a song, I'm coming back to your point. If you give me money to go and do a song, it has happened so many times. I have to be passionate about it. It has to be free. It has to be something that I really want to do. I don't need somebody to come and tell me that I'm going to do a song about Africa, get a contract and do a song. You see how I did Abembebo. I hear some people sit on radio and say, oh yeah, your mind, makes me angry. I did that song. I went to the studio and made that song. I didn't even tell anybody that I could sit down. Shut your mouth. I'm going to talk about short people, but I remember that in this era you can't talk about short people. Actually,
I know. So you mean that so many people have attempted you?
I did Abembebo. I didn't take no money from nobody. There's not a single person in people who can say A+ did a song and then we paid him. I just got up one day, went to the studio and recorded Abembebo. I have to be passionate about it, about what I have to do. I'm not influenced by money.
I see. Now, anytime you do such songs too, obviously they go ahead to affect some people's businesses and all. Do they come attacking you, maybe physically, spiritually, in any way?
Spirit, maybe a half man, half person. Nipa fan, person fan. Spirit, no put you forget. That one won't work. And as for physical, yes, but I'm here. Come. If you are somebody who is always telling the truth, you are protected naturally. Once you are telling the truth and you are doing the right thing, nature protects you. If anybody thinks that I've done something, look at those who even go to court. I will take you to court. Look, I am the most sued person. You have to write it in Wikipedia. The most sued person in this country. Maybe they have sued me. They will keep suing me again. That's what they sue it will come out. But because I am always telling the truth, and facing the issue as it is, you will never get anywhere.
I see.
You understand? It won't get anywhere.
So though they might try to attack you for doing this or that, but
look, as for
they
that
won't
attack,
succeed.
Look, I did Miss Russo and Kenya when I was 19 years. It's a long time, and I had balls.
That was the Rollins era, I guess.
Of course. When I did that song, my father walked from radio station to radio station. Said, "Don't play this song. I'm scared. They will arrest me. They will arrest me." In those days, I did Miss Russo and Kenya when people were scared to speak in this country. And today, 2019, I see them in home. I see them. When I see them like good. I said, because the other day I heard that you want to ask somebody if I have to do.
But I mean, sometimes I get surprised.
Yes.
When everyone is scared to enter, that's where he went.
I said, this guy, your guy, you get to do, and it's not juju. Look, when I see people today, when I was doing this restoration, those days I was just a young guy. And those days people were scared. That was the time when, and that is the reason why I came to love Nanado, because I wanted to have the opportunity to say what I want to say. I wanted that freedom to express myself, and I saw Nanado as somebody who was fighting for the repeal of the criminal libel law and for human rights and freedom of speech and all of that. So I said, look, this guy is paving the way for me to be able to do my music and become like Fela. That is why I fell in love. So today, when I see people who are today, they say now they are communicators and those people, they are talking some, I just look at them and say, look, the thing I did when I was 19, you 50 years, 40 years, we're now coming to do it. I come to you to do me.
Okay.
You come to me.
Okay, I see. Is A plus likely to be the minister for this and that, or maybe an
No,
MP?
the minister for this and that is right here.
or an MP for so and so area.
Honorable Minister, say hello to them.
or an MP for so and so area.
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
We'll cross it.
My interest is in putting people together to help others. That is my primary interest. Putting people together to do charity, to solve issues for others, to put pressure on the politicians. It is nothing personal. You understand? It is nothing personal. I keep telling people, when Dr. Nya was CEO of Kolebu, I was with him. I've been with him always. There were huge contracts there. I didn't get one contract. I actually put a street light in front of the administration, which is still there. So when I hear people say, "Oh, A plus is greedy," I look at them, I just laugh. The fact of the matter is that it is nothing personal, of no personal interest. What it is how we can help people, how we can develop this country, how we can be. I mean, I want children to read about me. I appreciate that. That these are the people who, at a point in the history of this country, began the second independence of the people from politicians to build a whole new country. I want us to come together and form a certain movement to put pressure on the politician. For 62 years, everybody comes and say, "We are going to do this, we are going to do that, we are going to do this." After election, they say, "We didn't say it like this, we said it like that, we didn't do this, we said this." Now this is 2019. Let's come together. We are going to do this, sign here. We are going to do this, sign here. We are going to do this, sign here. We want you to do this. Will you do? Yes, sign here. And then after that, we give you another paper and we say, sign that. The first one you sign. No? If you don't do, what should we do to you? Say, do this and this and this to me. If I don't do the first one, I sign. We say, sign here. This is the era of bonds. If you live in a community, you don't have ambulance, and somebody wants to be your MP and say he wants to serve you, he's lying. After he wins the election, he's going to buy a V8 and enjoy with his family. So if he makes any promise in that constituency, give him a paper and say, sign here. We are the people, and that is why we are beginning the People's Project, to ensure that people don't just make promises and go home. We are going to sign bonds with them. If they are having their rally, we have the People's Rally at Independence Square. NDC MPP come. Here are a set of demands. Do you want to sign up to our demands? We have 1 million votes. Do you want it? Yes, sign here and take it. We are going to change this country. Every 4 years, we will sign up to what we want to do. We don't want cathedral. You want 1 million votes? Yes, sign here that you won't go to cathedral. That is what I'm interested in. Not in being the MP and going to join them in Parliament and sit down and do yeah. No.
All right, I still want to go deep into the People's Project, but then there is one thing that I have also been observing about you. I see you doing donations and charity sometimes in the deep part of the northern region, doing boreholes. Do you do that with your money, or some people fund you to do this?
It is money from people on social media.
Social media? On
Facebook especially.
Why you raise funds on social media?
So many. We have raised so much money, and so many people bring money for us to do everything that we have to do. And
they give it to who?
And yes, now let me explain how we do it. With the boreholes, we have done it ourselves. We didn't go out to the people. But in case you know anybody who is suffering from any condition, when we visit the person, what we do is that we get the person's bank account details, or we ask the person to get mobile money numbers, and then we come on Facebook and say to everybody, this person is experiencing ABCD. And so we want you to send money to the person directly. I don't want to take people's money and put it in my account and then later withdraw it and go and give it to the person. If I'm going to apply for a visa, at least I can use that bank statement to apply for a visa. It means that I've benefited from the person's predicament, which I don't want to. So send the money directly to the person. And all my people on Facebook have seen that, look, this is what A Plus does. He's not benefiting in any way. And so if you want money today, I can raise 100,000 for you on social media. You send the money directly to the person. What we do is monitoring, and then we ensure that the money is spent on the intended purpose. And so we have built that trust. We have built that confidence. And then the people themselves have come to me and said that, listen, we don't want this send money and somebody has holy heart and the person is dying. We are now looking for money. People will die. So now we have to set up a foundation to be able to put money down to attend to emergency situations. That is why we registered the People's Project. So now we have a whole team we are setting up teams, finance committee, and so and so and so. The other day they called me, they said they want me to be a member of the finance committee. I said I don't like that one. I want to be operations. You guys handle the money so that we can immediately attend to people in dire need of healthcare issues. We have built 10 boreholes in Accra with Trust Line, and we are going to commission them. Now we are going to show everybody that we do not promise to do anything for you. We do it, and then we promise you to do more. And so we are coming to the people to say, here are the boreholes. Some are completed, some are not uncompleted. We need money to finish them for these communities. We live in a country where people die from flooding, but the same area they don't have water. It doesn't make sense to me. When people live in a desert and they are getting water, we live in a country where there is an area where when it rains, it floods. The people experience flooding, but they don't have drinking water. It doesn't make sense. So we have sunk boreholes in these areas to ensure that they get good drinking water. We test our water with FDA to ensure that what you are drinking is pure water and to prevent health issues and all. So yes, and the money is not for me. That's why I keep saying we. Who are the we? It's myself and all my people on social media, especially on Facebook. Great guys. Some people send money and say, my money is 5 cedis. I'm using 2 cedis to buy credit, so I'm sending you 3 cedis. And these are the people that, yes, it touches me so much. Yes.
I see. Now, looking at the name alone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to A+. Not a usual voice here, but then he came to visit us and send him a kind of now the name alone, TPP. Already, to me, it's feeling like a political party of a sort. In the future, are we not going to see this TPP as a political party with A+ the presidential aspirant or something like that?
Like I said, I don't have a problem with how people feel. It is very important. It is very good to allow people to feel. Feelings is good, wherever you get it from. Yes, the feelings is very good. So how you feel is not an issue.
Would you want to be a political leader one day?
What we are doing right now is concentrating on helping the people. So however you feel, it's not a problem to me. My interest, primary interest right now, is to help the people. What will happen in the next 10 years? Like you're saying, will you want to be a political leader in 10 years? Anybody who does not have an ambition is just walking around. As we speak, my interest is to help the people. When we get to that stage, we will cross it. Once we hit the bridge and we have to go, we'll find a way to cross it.
Okay. I have my suspicions already, looking at the way you are chasing educational laurels and all that. One day I wouldn't be surprised that the people...
Why does it look like everybody, immediately people see you going to school, they think that you want to be a president? Because if you make me president of Ghana today, I'll make Osei despite my minister for trade and industry.
That is the key they use to do what they do.
Yes, they used to do what they do.
Without the degrees, without the papers, they don't get a power to do that.
And I'm saying that if you make me president of Ghana today, I'll make Osei despite my minister for trade and industry. I'll make Father Dixon Director General for GBC. He has the track record. It's not about people who are book, who are not professor, when you shoot watch here. What is it? And now doctor, forget about it. One of the serious problems you are facing in this country is common sense. So many people are not doing things with common sense. They are doing things with book. One of the greatest leaders that we could have in this country is Rawlings. He had a vision. However, he appointed all the doctor, Professor, he appointed all these people and they let him down because he couldn't do it himself. So he appointed people he believed could do it for him, but they didn't do nothing.
I know you're on your way elsewhere. Let this be my last question. Sometimes I see you to be living the life of affluence, flying in business class here.
Take it.
Say
drama boy, we are saying
take your time.
You saw me standing by Lamborghini and I said, if
you go to such places and beyond.
That's not because Michelle. What's who live affluence?
Oh no, maybe now change coconuts, man.
Let's say we don't go this man is a very strong man.
Oh no. Plus,
the way the weather was cold and he was wearing t-shirt. He said we are not yet in the moon, so say the area.
Okay, Okay, so what is A Plus doing? Because I know you are not selling records, you are not performing. What is A Plus doing? That's my final question. We can end it after here.
What I'm doing?
As in area of livelihood. Are you a business person? Are you doing this and that?
I'm living life.
You don't want to say?
No, but I'm fine.
Okay. You have some companies?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Wait,
Thank
okay,
you.
so
You're okay with what?
okay, so